Texture is so much fun to create. So with this piece, I've started off by actually painting the piece first. I just painted it with some whatever paint I had laying around, and then I took my salt wash, and while the paint was wet, I threw it on there. That's what that white stuff is. Salt wash is a texture additive. And then I sprayed it with a little bit of water, and I let it sit there to dry. What this does is it creates a resist, so when we get to the end part of this whole thing, we'll scrape it off, right? Crazy. So I'm going to add some orange, some yellow, and some green. And I'm just going to tap over that salt wash because you don't want to really brush it. You want to kind of tap it. You want to still have it encapsulated and not like be all brushed off. By tapping your brush, it will make it so that you can just pounce on it and keep that really cool texture. So I'm adding a light yellow, an orange, and a green. I am just blending them all together. Just tap, tap, tapping. Tap, tap, tapping. And by doing that, I am not changing out my brush when I change colors. These colors play very, very well together. Very well. And you know, the three, when they're mixed and blended, make some really cool other colors that you wouldn't even suspect, right? Make some really fun colors. So just remember, you can, I got a bigger, fatter brush to kind of blend it together. And this is a dry brush, one that I hadn't dipped into paint. So with a little bit of a spritz of water, I am blending this together with a dry brush that hasn't been into my paint. So then I'm going to use I'm going to take the excess off. I'm going to use the other brush that I was painting with to add the color back in. I need a little bit more orange, a little bit more yellow, a little bit more green. And just add, this is my paint. This is my my starting point, so to speak, okay? And then what that does is, actually it's not green. I just realized it's blue because when I added the yellow to it, it makes it look green. So it is a dark blue. And then when you tap, tap, tap like this, you can then go to that brush, that dry brush. And what it does is, since I have all these colors in my paintbrush, it helps to smooth them out and blend them together. So I'm just kind of adding extra paint where I think the colors need to be a little more saturated. And then I'm going to grab the dry brush. This is the one I was just using. And I'm just going to pounce those together. Because remember, this brush doesn't have any paint on it except for the paint that I'm lifting off of the vase right now. So I will do that, and I will just keep wiping it off. Now remember, when we started, we had some salt wash that we had dripped on there. I'm grabbing my spatula, and I just have a plastic one because I don't really want to scrape the paint. I just want to go over it, and wherever that salt wash was sitting, remember that was on the first layer of paint. Guess what happens? Sorry for the dizziness. It then removes it. So basically, the first layer of paint was a dark gray. I am going to remove the salt wash. The reason it is white is because the salt wash is white. You could spray it with water if you really want to see what it looks like. But to be totally honest, once you put wax over the top, it will totally just disappear. You won't even see the salt wash. It'll just kind of fade. So the salt wash is adding the resistance of the paint didn't stick to the salt wash because I sprinkled it on top instead of mixing it into my paint, which I usually do. This is another way to do texture. I sprinkled it on top. Now on this side, I'm not getting as much off, but that's okay. It's not supposed to be exact science on both sides. It's just supposed to be kind of, just random. So just keep scraping until all of it comes off. It's the best way to do it. This one, wow, I got a lot, right? So I'm kind of wiping it off so I can see kind of where I'm at with just a damp rag. You can spray it with water if you really want to see what it looks like. So the next step is I am going to grab some clear wax. And I'm going to put it over the top, which is what I did right here. And when I tell you the salt wash disappears after you wax it, I'm using Wise Owl's wax, clear wax. Any kind of chalk paint wax should work. Do you see the dark gray underneath? So it looks very natural in the effect that it leaves. Once I wax it, it's all done. It'll be sealed. ready to go out on the showroom floor. But do you see those little dots that I got? That's where the resistance, where I had sprinkled that salt wash on top of the wet paint. Isn't that fabulous? Such a cool way to create texture. I have painted entire huge pieces of furniture the same way. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, you guys, please like and subscribe my channel. I am adding more videos weekly. And please comment below if you have any questions about any of the products that I used today. I also do sell all of these products on my website at tonatransformations.com. That's T-O-N-A transformations.com. And I am an open book. Let me know if you have any questions, you guys. As I always say, go out and be fabulous. Thanks for watching. Bye.